Chelsea Dickinson is a YouTuber renowned for her shoestring travel advice.
That market was amazing.
She's the perfect person to judge our 3 budget smartphones on quality and value for money. Chelsea's often found in far-flung exotic places, but what adventurous location will we be exploring today?
And here we go. We're in Coventry.
Chelsea, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Great, wonderful to see you.
Nice seeing you.
Why are we in Coventry?
We are in Coventry because it's a great city destination here in the UK. It was a recent City of Culture, and there's also an art museum with the Turner Prize.
Wow, that's perhaps a good place to start testing the phones.
I think so.
Let's go.
And talking of phones, I've brought along 3 of the latest budget blowers, all under £100. First up is the updated version of the Alcatel One S, which, despite being our cheapest phone, still packs 3 cameras on the rear. My mid-price model is from Nokia. Once a leader in phone tech, this C20 is one of the company's entry-level smartphones, but still comes with an octa-core processor. And last of our 3 contenders is the most expensive phone on test, the Motorola E30, which boasts a sizable 5,000 mAh battery. So, there are the phones. Now on to test 1.
Your task is simple, to say which you prefer on the basis of how they look and feel. Maybe you'd like to look at the Alcatel first. It's the One S.
To keep costs down, all 3 phones have plastic bodies rather than glass or aluminium, which also makes them lighter.
Oh, it's very light compared to what I'm used to. The colour itself, it's like a navy blue, isn't it? It's actually quite nice.
Greyish blue, yes.
I think it's a good-looking phone.
A strong start for the cheapest handset on test. How will it stack up against the Nokia, which shares the same size 6.5-inch screen, but with thicker bezels?
My first impressions are, it feels very similar to the Alcatel. I'm really impressed with how big the screen is, and I actually do prefer the casing that's going on here. It's a bit more of a matte finish there.
Textured.
Another case of plastic fantastic with the Nokia then.
So, let's move on to the Motorola.
The Motorola is marginally thicker than the others on test, but it's the only phone that comes with USB-C.
Ooh. I think that blue is a bit of a cheap blue.
It is also available in grey.
It has got the grooves in it, which, you know, is a nice kind of design touch. Feels a bit more weighty, and I actually really like that with a phone, because I did find the other 2 a little bit flimsy. Overall, whilst I don't like the colour of it, I hate to be boring, but it's quite a nice-looking phone too. They all look very, very similar.
But have any of them impressed Chelsea enough to win our aesthetics test?
I think I'd have to go for the Motorola.
So, when it comes to design, it seems you get what you pay for, as the Motorola takes an early lead. To keep costs down on budget phones, manufacturers often use cheaper components, like lower-powered processors, less RAM, and older screen tech. Next, we'll see how well these features work together in test number 2.
Don't know about you, I'm feeling a bit peckish.
Navigating us to an alfresco budget lunch on the other side of town.
Right, we're ready to go.
While all 3 phones run Android, the Nokia and Motorola rely on a cut-down Go version, designed for lower-powered handsets.
There's someone sending us out down there.
This is because they have a gigabyte less RAM compared to the Alcatel, and it's not long before they start struggling during our stroll through the grounds of Coventry Cathedral.
These 2, in terms of navigation, are pretty static.
Well, yes, the Nokia and the Motorola.
But the Alcatel is pretty good, actually.
Well, it's good. It's actually orientating itself according to where we're facing, which is good.
All 3 phones have comparable processors, though as we headed through Coventry's historic centre, that's where the similarities ended.
So the Motorola is saying go straight on.
They're all
the Nokia
stopped.
is saying, they're all saying different things. They're not moving, they're not moving. I'm definitely going with
This
the
one.
Alcatel. It's the only one that really makes any sense.
When it comes to screens, all have 6.5-inch LCD displays with HD resolution. But once again, the differences soon emerged.
Actually, the Motorola's got the brightest screen.
Yeah,
Sort of
you can see what's going on a lot
reasonable
better.
viewing. The Nokia's got a good viewing angle. In terms of screen quality, the Alcatel is worse. It's dimmest.
So, despite the spec sheets, our navigation test has highlighted that all 3 phones perform differently in the real world. Time for a quick bite while chewing over the details.
Alcatel was really good for navigation.
Yep.
Much more responsive, but not as bright in terms of the screen. The Nokia, it was just pretty average in general.
Yeah.
And then the Motorola, I mean, I love that screen. It's super bright. However, when it came to navigation...
Very frustrating.
It was quite frustrating.
So, in spite of the similar specs, it's a mixed bag of opinions from Chelsea, with none of the phones really impressing through our jaunt across the city. But with the Alcatel and Motorola performing best, they get a point apiece going into the last test of the day. With many budget phones now boasting more lenses and megapixels than ever, it's time to see if they can take decent snaps. Chelsea had planned to take me to the ruins of the 14th century cathedral. But with the heavens opening, I suggested an alternative. The Coventry Transport Museum! I love a good car museum, and I know when Chelsea sees beauties like this 1973 Triumph Dolomite Sprint, she'll be dying to start snapping away.
These should be ideal subjects, starting with the Alcatel.
Right, let's give it a go.
The Alcatel comes with a 13-megapixel main camera, alongside a depth sensor and a macro lens for close-up snaps.
The colour's popping actually really quite nicely.
Oh, right.
But how does it look when I zoom in? You can see the details there.
Yep.
Do you know what? Considering I know the price of this phone, I'm actually quite impressed with that photo.
Another strong start from the Alcatel, then. Can the Nokia's solitary rear camera keep up?
Already that's looking a little bit sad for me. But come on, positive thoughts. Maybe it's better than we're thinking.
The Nokia's single sensor is a disappointing 5 megapixels. But despite its lower resolution, is it as good as the Alcatel?
No, it's not.
Oh, right.
It's okay. It will do, but I certainly wouldn't be able to use any of that on my website.
The Motorola also has 3 lenses on the back, but its main camera boasts a much higher resolution of 48 megapixels.
Straight away, the colour is back a little bit better than the Nokia, so that excites me to see. It's really picking out the details a lot more than the Nokia is. However, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think the Alcatel did pop a little bit more.
Oh, really? What about when you zoom into the pictures?
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? That is actually good detail, though. Considering this is a budget phone, I'm pretty impressed with that level of detail going through there.
Right.
Overall, though, with its brighter, more accurate colours and strong contrast, the Alcatel's main rear camera is the best. Time for Chelsea to work her magic on the front-facing cameras, recording a vlog.
It's from me, Chelsea and John here at Coventry Transport Museum, where there's amazing cars to be seen.
Yes, there's a remarkable collection of cars and bikes.
While the Nokia's 720p front-facing camera has the best colour balance, all 3 are rather grainy, despite the Alcatel and Motorola having full HD resolution.
A fantastic collection of British cars.
Yeah.
Despite its disappointing front-facing camera, the best rear-facing camera means the Alcatel wins our photography round. So, the Alcatel and Motorola share the victory overall, with the Nokia being well and truly sent to Coventry.
You know, I was really impressed with all of them. They do not look like budget phones.
Yeah, that was my immediate reaction when I saw them. I was like, wow, they look like decent smartphones. I guess my question is like, who are they aimed at? Who wants to buy an £80 smartphone?
Well, if you're a parent and you've got 4 teenagers...
Yeah, okay.
Or if you're an older parent, 55 and up.
He's having a go at you again, John.
And you. Yes, I mean, there are still compromises to be made. I think which one you go for depends on your priorities. If you watch a lot of video, want a decent screen, go for the Motorola. If, on the other hand, you want a decent camera and you want to do quite a bit of navigation, go for the Alcatel, though the screen isn't quite as good. It is cheaper.
I suppose the question was, though, can a budget smartphone be any good?
Yes.
OK,
Plain
thank
and
you for
simple.
that. We move on.